It's coming down, it's Trinity ball, it's coming out Trinity way, and it's kick to touch very effectively this time. That was a nice kick. It's taken play almost to the 22 from there.
Actually, the new scrummaging rules have taken out some of the excitement of a scrum in that position, because normally it would have been fiercely contested, both sides pushing each other, but the new rules, which is an effort to prevent cervical spine, that is neck injuries, has curtailed pushover tries.
Trinity are pushing and bringing the ball almost to the 10. The referee has blown for some infringement.
Looks like a crooked throw.
And he has given the scrum to Trinity. Now the scrum will take place slap bang on their 22-meter line, left flank Trinity territory. Trinity are defending the scoreboard end. The ball is being put in by Trinity, and that's half-time. And at half-time, Royal lead 3 points to nil by a penalty put over by Sampath Pereira.
When you understand the voluptuous compulsion of music, then you will understand Sansui. For the man who loves music is a man in love with the deep rhythms of life, in touch with the deep sensuality of sound. He is, above all, a man of passion, Sansui.
Back. Right now, the ball has been placed, and Trinity will take this kick to commence the second half.
One of the things Trinity is doing is they're making very effective use of the wind, because they're kicking with the wind, whereas Royal kicked at an angle to the wind. And Royal is cleared and brought play back to the halfway mark, and Trinity will put the ball in. Lineout is forming on the halfway mark. There have been no variations in the lineout. It's just a standard lineout once more. I think Royal should have the advantage, and they have a bigger lineout player in Harit Surya, number 4. But they've thrown over him, and the ball has come out very scrappily. Shamara taking the ball, driving in to set up an effective ruck, but somebody's panning the ball back, but the referee hasn't seen it. And
Ganewata is running with the ball, and is brought down inside Trinity territory, right flank, between the 22-meter and the halfway mark. Trinity throw in from that point where play broke down. He's throwing, the ball has been caught by Trinity, and they're rocking around that ball.
I think Desmond Hopwood's throw was...
Penalty has been awarded.
Penalty has been awarded to Royal, to some infringement, to Trinity. And that was a nice throw by Desmond Hopwood, the Trinity hooker. Rangika Ranasinghe is taking the clearance, and is not a very good kick. He sliced it as it went, and again only about 10 or 15 meters. The put-in is still with Trinity.
And it's Hopwood again, I believe.
And it's Hopwood. And this is one of the advantages of the new rule. So Trinity, Hopwood puts in. And
we have the Trinity second rows jumping for that ball very effectively, and this time it has come out Royal way, and referee has blown and given the ball to Trinity for a scrum down.
I think Royal knocked it forward, and then on the second attempt Trinity knocked it back.
The scrum is being taken just outside the Royal 22 on Royal's left flank. The ball is coming out Trinity way, and he's given it to Rangika Ranasinghe. And Trinity are running through and brought down effectively right in front of the Royal goal post. And it's coming out Trinity way again, and he's making a run for it.
It's changed direction.
And they have
Put it
kicked.
up in the air into the Royal goal line, and that looks quite dangerous.
And it's a 25 dropout. That was a very good move.
Very neat loop between the standoff and the first centre, which gave the standoff Rangika an opening, and he all but sliced through the Trinity, through the Royal defence. But off the ensuing maul, Trinity won the ball but elected to chip ahead, and the ball went over the Royal goal. And I think that was a wasted opportunity, because when one kicks the ball into, now we see the chairman of Singer, Mr. Hemakamara Surya, in the crowd. He's a very distinguished old boy of Royal, having played in 1963. He was a wing three-quarter. You also had a fleeting glance of Mr. Moses Thambapilla, and one of the pretty faces that highlight this Royal Trinity game.
Well taken by the second row of Trinity, Kurera, and his built-up maul. Ball seems to be caught inside. Doesn't seem to be coming out anyway. But Trinity has got it. There seems to be some infringement. I would just like to go back to that previous move. Rangika Ranasinghe, being the playmaker of Trinity back division, has been reasonably quiet all this while. He's been just kicking in defense. But it's nice to see him active again, and that was a nice move going into the center of the field. But it wasn't, as you call it, the icing of the cake wasn't there. Ball came out not very clean. Well, it has come out Royal way now. Kick ahead, and Trinity fullback has taken it and gone into the maul there. Ball coming out. Oh, there seems to be a penalty.
And Royal has gone over the top, preventing the ball coming out Trinity way, and are paying the penalty for that. Rangika Ranasinghe is about to take a kick, and I expect that he'll put the ball out into touch. And yes, he does.
It's a good kick.
Midway between the Trinity 22 and the halfway line. The Royal 22 and the halfway line, and on the left flank of Trinity. This could be a vital line out, and let's see what they do in this line out. There's Hopwood throwing the ball in. I wonder why he's not using the front of the line out.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, Fred. He's been throwing the ball to the back of the line out, where Trinity have been effectively getting that, although not cleanly this time too. They get the ball, and it's worked down Trinity line, and it's going down to the winger. And Ganewata tries and tackles the Trinity winger, and the ball has been retrieved. Royal has gone with the ball. And
with the tackle, the ball went forward. It was a nice tackle, though he allowed the Trinity winger to get past him and nailed him on his side. It was a very effective tackle, but I guess he could have been dangerous.
It looked a desperate tackle too.
It looked desperate. But he could have taken it slightly head-on rather than letting the Trinity winger run. Royal put the ball into the box there, and the Trinity fullback fumbled it, and Royal is getting a very useful scrum put in just inside the Trinity half. Now in this half, Royal will have to run the ball rather than concentrate on kicking, whereas Trinity's kicks would be far more effective.
Royal don't appear to be using their three-quarters. They appear to have they appear to be adopting the kick-ahead tactics, and Rodrigo appears to be kicking for touch more than working his line. Now, whether this is their game plan, one does not know. But there again, Sampath Perera passes to Dhammika Kulatunga, who runs with the ball. He's standoff, and the ball is coming out Royal way again. And there is a ruck there. Trinity retrieves, and they pile in, and the ball comes up Royal way. Sampath Perera kicks up and under, and it's the Trinity fullback fumbles with the ball, and he kicks desperately for touch, and touch is inside the 20-25, inside the 20-22. It's about 5 meters inside Trinity 22. That was a bad bit of rugby by the Trinity fullback, but I believe he's a substitute player, or because Kulatungan, the regular fullback, went off with an injury to his knee. I also see a Trinity player down on the ground, and the referee is giving him some attention and calls for some ice. I wonder who that player is, Fred? Any idea?
I can't see his number, and is not very clear on the monitor.
We cannot see him quite clearly, but definitely one Trinity player appears to be in a little bit of bother, but now he's getting up. His number 7, wing forward, I believe. Is it? Or 1, Abrahams. That's Abrahams. Seems to be okay. He's going back into play. And now the line out is taken 3 to 4 meters inside Trinity territory on their right flank. Royal throw in, Riza Rahim is throwing in. Royal have not been able to win possession from the lineouts despite having 2 fairly tall players. The ball is thrown in and tapped Trinity way, and the scrum half has been held, and the ball comes back again to Trinity way, and he kicks and rebounds off a Royal player. That was Riza Rahim again, who has been having a good game up to now. That boy has been playing fairly attacking rugby, and bounces off him, and he has been injured as a result of that kick.
Actually, Riza Rahim is playing almost like a flanker from the front of the line-out, which is the modern role for a hooker.
Yeah, and he's been playing very positive rugby. And Riza Rahim, if you remember, is the son of Branu Rahim, who played for Royal some years back. In the late 60s. And now play will commence.
22-meter dropout taken by Rangika Ranasinghe, and there's Riza Rahim coming up to challenge Rangika. He kicks nicely. Trinity boys are after it, but they've knocked on in their enthusiasm, and there is going to be a scrum down with a put into Royal. Royal appear not to be able to complete their attacking moves, but I'm sure the same could be said of Trinity, as the scoreline now indicates.
I think Royal have changed their game plan into putting the ball up, seeing the new fullback little uncomfortable in his new role, and this Royal is running down the line. It's coming down to the mid-3/4. It looks very dangerous, and it's going towards the very good tackle by Trinity, and they've saved the day with a good tackle, not very clean, but stopped the move.
Malasekara joined that line and created the extra man.
Now there's a line out.
Aslam to nearly score.
Superb move, I thought.
That was a very good move.
The first time we saw Royal really making an attempt.
Running the back division, and they look very effective and very dangerous, particularly that time. Now Rahim is putting the ball in right in front of our television box.
Gone Royal way. Trinity.
And Royal get Trinity get a saving penalty, and there's Lakpatirana dragging the ball away with him. And Rangika Ranasinghe is about to take the kick. It's a long kick, and a long kick goes beyond the 50-meter mark into Royal territory, and Trinity seems to have retrieved themselves from that anxious moment. Now the put-in is by Trinity as a result of the penalty kick taken, and let's see whether they continue to use the back of the line out.
Well, I see a small shift. Kurera, the bigger boy, has come into number 2, and the regular number 2 has shifted into 4. So I suppose there might be something up front. Now they're back again to the back of the line out. Bad ball, but Trinity retrieves it.
And there's a Royal player over, but he does not seem to be obstructing the path of the ball.
Royal forwards seem to be getting the better of Trinity on the rucks and mauls, even though Trinity won the ball there. seems to be a scrummage
I
going
think
Royal
there was
way.
some delay in the ball coming out and the referee blew.
Royal are in a very good position to attack once again. It's coming out Royal way. There's a chip with by the scrum half, straight into the trainee fullback, who's fumbled with it, and there's Royal is penetrating, and there's going to be a try. Yes, yes, there's a try. Royal scored under the post.
Rodrigo has scored a very opportunistic try where it was a fairly nice kick. In fact, it was a perfect kick. Sampath Pereira
effective
scored.
kick with Rodrigo charging down with, I think it was another wing forward who went with the ball, tackled in possession. Rangika Ranasinghe couldn't do much, and there was a boot put to it, and then picked up by Rodrigo and scored right under the post.
That kick bounced just outside the 22-meter mark, and therefore the defending Trinity fullback could not call for a mark. So
that was a superb move, I thought, by Royal, and they deservedly got that try because the way they were moving in the last 5 minutes, it had to come. But sadly for Trinity, they couldn't retrieve that position. Rangika Ranasinghe had no time to get the ball away, tackled in possession, and the ball booted away from him and picked up by Rodrigo, and it ended in a beautiful try. Kick is being taken by Sampath Pereira, who has placed it right in front of the goal post, and a relatively easy kick, and one wonders whether he will certainly get it over.
Well, that move, getting back to the move, Royal has seen the Trinity fullback, who's not very comfortable at the back there, and kick is over, it's under the post, quite a simple kick. Royal is seeing the fullback uncomfortable, and they keep using him, putting the ball up into him, making him fumble with it, and Royal is really getting advantage out of it.
Now Royal leads 10 points to nil, 1 goal, 1 penalty to nothing from Trinity. Trinity take the kick, it's going out to Jayasuriya, who collects. The ball is retrieved by Royal and kicked by Rodrigo from his 25, and kick to touch. Touch is bit almost on the 10-meter line. Royal territory, left flank. There is a boy on the ground, and I believe he is a royalist. We cannot see from here. The monitor shows us the two teams huddled, Royal and Trinity, awaiting attention. It's a Trinity player who's on the ground.
Interestingly, it was a similar situation, a chip ahead from Sampath Pereira that won the Bradby Shield for Royal last year.
On the same grounds.
On the same grounds. A very similar situation where Sampath Pereira kicked over the line out, Trinity fumbled, and the Royal swooped over to score that match-winning try. Subsequently, Malasekara got a conversion, and Royal were comfortable winners last year.
The ball is being put in now by Trinity. I think it's Hopwood again, throws once more to the back of the line out, and this time Royal get the ball, and it's coming out Royal way. Sampath Pereira to Rodrigo, who kicks for touch and doesn't get touch. Yes, he does get touch. The linesman's flag goes up, and the ball is brought into Trinity territory, just about 5 meters inside Trinity territory.
Through the clutter in the marketplace, a clear leader emerges. Singer, so many years since it made its debut, Singer continues to reach new heights of excellence. With a longer-lasting body and more efficient cooling, an attractive Rexine door strip, and sleek exterior. In its promise of island-wide after-sales service, a grand performance of durability and reliability.
Singer, trusted excellence.
Sampath Pereira, being a left footer, seems to have it easier to kick on that side of the grounds. He's chipping quite effectively. Seeing the, I think it was a Trinity Wintricotta who fumbled with it at that time, looking for attack there, but he has stepped out in the process. So now it's a line out going Royal way. Royal is about to throw the ball in.
That last line out, although Trinity threw in deep again, Royal retrieved the ball and Rodrigo kicked for touch. Now it's Royal put in inside Trinity territory, just outside their 10-meter line. And this time Trinity retrieves the ball from the line out. The scrum half goes in front, but is held. And the referee blows for the scrum. He calls for a scrum.
I think it's a crooked throw. Goes Trinity way. Well, Trinity has to get their act together and do something about it now because they're running out of time.
One wonders what Trinity will do now, because it appears that their weak link has been exploited. The fullback, who does not appear to be comfortable with the high ball. Royal put in again. Scrum is steady. Trinity puts in. Coming out Trinity way. Rangiga Ranasinghe opts to kick, and he kicks high and deep into Royal territory. Aslam
looks a very dangerous kick, and
Malasekara goes for the ball, collects and kicks, and
slices the kick.
That was the Royal coach who had a fleeting glance on Dr. Maya Gunasekara, former CRNFC and national star. As
upwards throw for Trinity. Trinity in the 25, or just outside the 25, inside the 22 meter in Royal territory. Trinity got to do something now, and the same shift in the line out has been done. Correa coming into number 2. Back of the line out again. Trinity retrieves bad ball. Scrum half gets it out. A bit of a bad pass to Rangiga Ranasinghe, who's making an attempt. He's gone over the gain line, and I think the ball is thrown forward there. There seems to be a penalty.